So let's talk about the mods that I have on this truck and how they're actually holding up. Give you kind of an idea of what to expect and whether you should invest your own money in these things. First of all, let's start on the back of the truck. I've got what pops right out are the D-rings on the back. They are recovery points and they are bolted onto the frame member right across the back itself, or the towing point that you would have, which is also used to lift the truck, by the way. They're doing great. They come from rough country. The only ding I'd give them is that the paint on the D-rings themselves does fade after a while. You can see they're a little bit dull. Not really a bad thing. If you were using them as recovery points, they'd probably be all scratched up and chipped up anyway. We've got another brake light down here, as well as a reverse light. Love this thing. It gives kind of a pulsing red when you hit the brakes to alert anybody behind you. I mean, you've already got brake lights and everything else, but the more the better. To alert anybody behind you that you're actually stopping. We've got the step over here. This happens to be the OEM version. It actually came on the truck. Honestly, I would just go with a much cheaper option on Amazon. They work just the same, they look just the same, and in my experience, I've had one, I think, the quality appeared to be the same to me as well. Moving into the bed, a few things in here. We've got the bed stiffeners on the side from Miller Cat. Of course, those are useful if you load the bed and are putting outward force on the sides of the bed, or if you put anything up on the rails like a tent or a rack or anything else. Easy to put on, a bolt-on application. Also give you extra tie-down points if you want, and it even comes with a bottle opener. Do we still have bottles? Up here on the rails, I've got the billet tie-downs, extra tie-downs. These things have a quick release knob on them. You can see right there, kind of looks like a tire. They kind of jazz up the inside of the bed a little bit. There's many different colors and things, of course, that you can get. Down here, we've got the tie-downs, again from billet tie-downs, nice and adjustable. And if you don't have the bed stiffeners like I've got here, they do rotate around. Because I have the bed stiffeners, obviously they can't rotate. Very handy. This does have a spray-in bed liner. Why, I'm not sure. It did come with the truck. Over here on the edge, I've got the theft deterrent. This is such a simple device. The way that the tailgate comes off, you bring it up at an angle. There's actually a slot back here over a nub. That's how you pull the tailgate off. Oh, even came with a bird feather. Anyway, just a deterrent. It stops this from being able to be pulled out, and it also has a security head on it here, so a thief is probably going to move on to the next vehicle. Moving down the side, of course, we've got aftermarket wheels and tires. Hey, they're wheels and tires. They've held up really well, no issues with that. I've got the side, not really steps, not really rails, they're rock sliders. And the main benefit of these, other than they just look awesome, I think, is to protect the back of the truck from chips. They seem to be absorbing anything that flies off of the wheel up there or the tire, because I don't have any chips that I'm aware of on the back of my truck, and I know that's a big point of contention. A lot of people have that problem. Whatever you put, and these are OEM by the way, but whatever you put on there, anything is going to help to kind of keep rocks and things from hitting. Of course, mud flaps, which I don't have. I have the little side mirrors on here. These just allow me to see what's beside the tire in the back when I'm going up against something like that curb at Wendy's or the McDonald's, so that I don't scrape up my tires or my wheels. A stick-on application, very handy. Oh, and we've got the RobMotive little badge here. That's personal, I guess. Up in the front, a few things up here actually. We've got the pod fang lights. Those things are awesome. They come from Baja Designs. Pain in the arse to put on because you really have to take the whole front end off. And I know there are people out there that try to do it and break the original ones out. I wouldn't recommend that. Just pony up and pull the front end off. Down here on the bottom, we've got the matching D-rings. They are a little more protected from the sun, I think, so they've held their color better. Again, mounted to the frame so that they are an actual recovery point. We've got the fog lights here in the front. I chose to go with the yellow or orangish, I guess they're really a yellow color. From Cali Raised, you have your choice as to which ones you want to go with. The grill, you know, you have to replace the grill, right? I mean, nothing wrong with the OEM, but this looks so much better. This one, I believe, came from Yodaverse. It did come with the LED light here as well. Just something you've got to have. It just jazzes up the front of the truck. I also painted the letters Blue Crush to match the truck. In hindsight, I probably would have painted these red to kind of match the tow hooks down there and to give a little bit more pop, but nonetheless, it looks pretty good, I think. Up here on the hood, we've got just a relatively inexpensive insert, I guess I'd call it, or hood scoop. Again, it came from eBay. It is black. I wanted to go with that kind of TRD Pro look, I guess, but I like it nonetheless. On the sides, we've got black mirrors. These are OEM mirror caps. Pretty expensive, actually, because they are, of course, OEM. If we lift the hood, that's where some of the fun stuff is. First thing that pops out, of course, the Banks cold air intake. Going to give you more power, more torque, better sound, everything that a lot of us want anyway. We've got the boost tubes down there for better airflow, looking to increase the longevity of the turbo to make it work less hard. On the engine, we've got the TRD oil cap. This actually came from a Tundra. Somebody sent this to me years ago, but fortunately Toyota hasn't changed the threading there, so it still works. Over here, we've got the aux beam switch. That's how I control all of my lighting and stuff. I think these are awesome. Once you have it installed, which is really pretty easy, you merely run your wires into the unit down here, and I actually put a bus bar or a bar on the side so I could go directly in here for ground anyway. And then the power is underneath the cover, works really well. We've got the red line tuning hood struts. These things are awesome. If you're under the hood, which I guess I probably am more frequently than most, but nonetheless, of course, they allow you to just one finger up the hood. I love that. Red line tuning is the best. I've tried others in the past and they gave me hood flex and they weren't as strong as what the red line tuning is. I highly recommend spending a little bit extra and going with the red line tuning. You know what they say, spend first and cry less, or whatever the saying is, right? Love those things. They are awesome. Anyway, there are other things. I thought I would kind of just cover the external and under the hood things, if you will. I've got other stuff inside the truck and under the truck for that matter. And we do have another mod coming soon. This is the fuel tank protection or skid plate. It is from Miller Cat. We will be installing that. I've been a little slow on that because, of course, had to have a little hernia repair surgery. I don't recommend it. But anyway, that'll be coming. Leave a comment. Let me know. What else should be installed to the outside of the truck? What do you have? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.